The People's Assembly met, chaired by Speaker Mohammed Jihad al-Laham, to discuss the draft law concerning the organization of the work of the Dentist Association. The Assembly approved the reports concerning the election of the officers of the permanent committees and the formation of the Committee of National Reconciliation. The latter will meet to elect its office, its chief, deputy, and reporter. The UN envoy to Syria, Lakhdar al-Brahimi, stressed that there is no solution to the crisis in Syria other than a political solution that achieves the aspirations of the Syrian people. Brahimi's statements came during a press conference he held in Cairo, as he said that the foundations of a political solution to the crisis in Syria are available and there is an international consensus on this. The UN envoy also called on the international community and the countries of the region to work hard and help in implementing this solution as soon as possible, warning of the repercussions this crisis may have on the entire region. The chairman of the Iranian Shura Council, Ali Larijani, stressed the necessity of seeking a political and diplomatic mechanism to solve the Syrian crisis. During his meeting with chairman of foreign affairs in the Algerian parliament, Mr. Larijani asserted that reforms in Syria should be achieved through dialogue, not through weapons and the murder of innocent people at the hands of terrorist groups. He called upon the Islamic countries to cooperate to defend the rights of the Palestinian people. A terrorist gang murdered the director of religious endowments in Al-Raqqa in front of his house near Al-Nur Mosque. The Ministry of Religious Endowments said that the terrorist attacks against scholars and directors of such directorates prove that the war launched against Syria is a war led by Takfiri and terrorist organizations against the moderation and tolerance of the Syrian religious thought. In a statement, the ministry stressed that the martyrdom of Sheikh Abdullah al-Saleh will not stop Syrians from continuing their march towards victory against terrorism. In Idlib, a Syrian army unit killed several terrorists and injured many others as it destroyed 4 launchers of locally made missiles that were used in their attacks against orchards in Ma'arat Masrin area. Another army unit destroyed terrorists' dens and hideouts, killing the terrorists inside in Taftanaz, Taum, Kafar Rohin, Nayrab, and Ain Sheet.
The eyewitnesses shown in Al Jazeera and Al Arabiya TV channels aren't here. The eyewitnesses are the real people of Al-Hasaka. This is the area whose terrorists were accompanied and embraced by Al Jazeera. While they were killing people and plundering their property, let's listen to their testimonies.
We are not the so-called free army. We are popular committees.
Security belongs to the citizens in Syria who informed the security forces about the hideouts and booby-trapped cars of the terrorists. The plundering of property and the burning of crops and fertilizers are samples of the crimes of these terrorists who steal everything to sell it in Turkey. Under the protection of Erdogan and his government, the Guardian paper exposed only part of these terrorist crimes in Syria. They even stole chickens. Perhaps they wanted to free these chickens. They stole electric wires, wheat crops, and animal fodder. They left the stores of warehouses empty. Those who work in Al Jazeera and Al Arabiya channels understood what was happening. They stole people's property. They continued murder and destruction in order to achieve their evil goals. This film shows you part of the reality about these terrorists.
Under the motto, they planted for us so that we plant for our children, Latakia City Council, in cooperation with the volunteer environment team and the civil society, started a wide planting campaign in a number of parks and neighborhoods in Latakia to celebrate the Tree Day.
Out of connecting the society with the service parties in the governorate, we formed an environment volunteer team to cooperate together, especially during these current circumstances. We insisted on bringing the children to underline the meaning of this work.
The campaign, which improves the neighborhoods, is part of an overall project that will be carried out during 3 phases this year.
The volunteer team is formed of the people in Latakia who are willing to participate. We're going to plant 1,200 trees in 3 locations in Latakia: in Al-Husseini Street, the Beirut Street, and the Warehouse District near the Sports City.
They planted for us, to plant for them is the title of a new initiative to build a new future that we all seek.